Most entrepreneurs don't have a revenue problem. They have a leadership problem. And if you don't fix it, your business will never grow past you. Let me prove it. If your revenue feels like it's stuck right now, you probably think the problem is marketing, leads, funnels, traffic. But what I'm about to show you is the real reason your business is plateauing. And it's not what most people think. In fact, the Bible solved this exact business problem thousands of years ago. But before we get into it, let me ask you something really quick. If you disappeared from your business for about 30 days, what would actually happen to your company? Would it keep growing or would everything slow down? Would sales calls stop? Would decisions, pause? Would clients feel like they're waiting? Most founders realize something uncomfortable when they ask that question. The company depends on them. And this is where most, entrepreneurs and founders get stuck. Their old belief is this: if I work harder, the business will grow. The new belief is if I build the right leadership structure, the business can grow without me. That shift is something different. And there's a big difference between them. Running a business and running a company that actually works without you. Now, here's the crazy part. The problem is literally documented in the Bible. In Exodus 18, we got Moses, who was leading the nation of Israel. Every dispute, every problem, every decision was brought directly to him from morning until evening, thousands of people, one decision maker. And what happened next changed the way he led people and how leadership works till this day. Moses' father in law, Jethro, watched this entire process happen and said something powerful to Moses. In Exodus 18:18, you and these people who come to you will only wear themselves out. The work is too heavy for you. You cannot handle it alone. Notice something important. The problem wasn't Moses' ability, the problem was the leadership structure that he had. And Jethro gave Moses the solution. He said, appoint leaders. Very simply put, appoint leaders, leaders of thousands, leaders of hundreds, leaders of 50s, and leaders of tens. Leadership was multiplied, responsibility was distributed, and Moses focused on the highest level decisions, that is leadership infrastructure. And the same principle applies to business today. Here's the uncomfortable truth: most businesses don't stop growing because of the market, they stop growing because of founder dependency. Most entrepreneurs start with identity of an operator. Operators do everything: marketing, sales, service, problem solving. But scalable companies require a different identity. It requires the identity of an architect. Operators do the work, architects design the system. If your business only works when you are working, you don't own a company. You own a job with an overhead. I saw this, with a client recently. He was doing around $20,000 per month. And from the outside, it looked like everything was successful. But internally, every sales call was dependent on him. Every client issue depended on him. Every marketing decision depended on him. If he stopped working, revenue stopped. So we didn't change his marketing. We didn't change any of the lead generation in general. We changed his structure: ownership of marketing, ownership of sales, ownership of operations. And within a few months, something interesting happened. The business didn't just grow, it became stable without him, because it no longer depended on one person to actually run the business. And this is exactly how great organizations operate. Let me show you in greater details. Think about someone like Steve Jobs. If Apple required Steve Jobs to personally approve every engineering decision when he was alive, every design choice, every marketing campaign, Apple would have never scaled to billions of dollars. Great leaders don't build companies around themselves. In fact, they build systems and they build world class leaders. Or think about, like, for example, LeBron James. If LeBron tried to score every single point in a game, run every single play, guard every single opponent, the team would collapse. Championship teams distribute responsibility well. Great companies do the same thing, just like a sports team. Now, in a moment, I'm going to show you The three leadership structures every scalable company needs to have. But first, you need to understand why founders become the bottleneck. I can tell you this, I was, once the bottleneck in my company as well. Because here's the reality, it's not usually intentional. At the beginning of every business, you're doing everything, and everything is normal. You're generating the leads, you close sales, you deliver services, but eventually something strange starts to happen. The revenue starts to slow down, workload starts to increase, stress becomes overwhelming, and you feel like you're about to blow up, and the founder becomes exhausted and sometimes even burnt out. Not because they lack ability, but because the structure forces them to carry everything, weight they are not supposed to carry. This is why every scalable company needs these three things. Three simple things here. Number one is clarity. Every role must have a clear outcome, not vague responsibilities, clear results. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians 14:40, everything should be done in a fitting and orderly way. Clarity creates order. Come on, y'all. You know this. Number two, ownership. Stop assigning tasks. Really start assigning results to owners. Someone who owns marketing, someone who owns sales, someone who owns operations. Ownership creates accountability. Number three, systems. Systems make execution repeatable. That is my favorite curse word. Just kidding. I don't like to curse. Sales processes, right? Sales needs its own systems and processes. Client onboarding, marketing workflows. Habakkuk 2:2 says this: write the vision, and make it plain on paper. When systems exist, execution no longer depends on memory, it depends on structure. This is the moment where founders must make a decision. Do you want to remain the hero of the story or the MVP of the team? Or do you want to become the architect of the system, aka the coach? Because heroes burn out eventually and architects scale. If you feel stuck in your business right now, do these three things. Step one, write down everything you personally handle each week. Then ask, does this actually require the founder, aka yourself? Step two, assign some ownership. Stop managing tasks, start assigning outcomes. Step three, document systems, aka the step by step process of how you do things for sales, marketing, client onboarding. Structure allows the company to operate without constant supervision. Most founders believe their growth problem is external: marketing, leads, traffic, but the real issue is internal: leadership structure. You don't have a revenue problem, you have a leadership bottleneck. And once that bottleneck is resolved, growth becomes possible again. It becomes inevitable. Matthew 25:21 says this: well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over little, I will set you over much. Faithful stewardship leads to multiplication, but multiplication requires some structure. In fact, it requires a lot of structure. If you want to identify the exact bottlenecks inside of your business, go ahead and take the Automated CEO AI Diagnostic through the link in the description. It analyzes your marketing systems, your leadership structure, your operational infrastructure. It shows you the exact bottlenecks preventing consistent growth. Go ahead and give us a subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, and go ahead and do that Automated CEO Diagnostic tool. I'll see you on the other side.